We can also see a decline in the monetary benefit from certain customers in UK, which are due to the low performance metrics, which made it as a effective better for other parts of the country to grow, which contributed to a better sales unit despite being lesser in the previous financial year. So we can see that uh, decline in decline in the monetary benefit, meaning like the decline in the income that they got from the UK. We can see also that there is a growth in some areas of the country, okay, of certain type of countries which are competing with them. First, we can see that Netherlands is one of the country which comes as one of the top, and also UK has most number of cities where more number of retailers are there. So they also try to compete with them, where one competitor who comes first can also be third in the coming years, where they try to improvise on their product. And it says that even based on the lesser than on the previous year. This is also due to lesser, can be mostly due to the external factors, because there can be certain type of areas can be depending on availability of certain type of labor. We can say also, we can say inflation rates. Not one area will not have the same inflation as the another. So those type of things can also be into this. So which can also mean that the sales unit can also decrease as from person to person. Pricing adoption, this is mostly due to the it is done based on how the commodity should be given. So we can see that vintage rent, okay, and the same vintage blue estimates around pricing for 280 to 295 on making it expensive out of all the competitors. This is we can see that there is this commodity is only giving this much for one customer, and this makes it more expensive. As we know that, why is it becoming expensive? It's becoming expensive by people should it's attracting people to buy as more number of reliability is there, but then problem is that more number of competition is between other type of commodity, which makes it more which makes it a less more not to buy a product of. Nextly comes as a customer's focus on lower margin items, which portrays a higher sellers throughout the whole participating active countries. So top products like Regency cake stand, it accounts for 33,000 almost dollars for income, and we can say $18 is only for this. So it's a least income for a middle class or any lower caste, any class people can buy this, and which means that it's a more reliable product and it's getting sold at a good price, and this is why it's coming to a top higher range. And coming also, we can see that higher competition on prices is evident in the 2010, forcing most of the products pricing to reduce to less than 170. So we can see that pricing adoptions are becoming a bit more heavier when it comes to the next year. So the pricing what was 200 in the first year might have been lesser in the second year, which meant that it needed to make it more lesser, as we know that people are more into lesser pricing things than a more price stuff, which would give them more profit as a company as well. So people try to keep based on how their availability is, how they get that item, and how they put it in. So they try to put pricing based on that a bit more lesser, as we know that these are kind of like a wholesaling process. And yes, but also we can see picnic basket, it comes around 600 something, and it lies as an outlier. This is because this can be one of the product which is a rare product, or we can say 60 pieces is a good deal for a person. So if you are taking maybe by 600 by 60, it comes to only $10 for one, so which is not a bad price for a person. So people try to buy this, and they feel it that we won't get it in a localized shop, so they would try to buy this at, this is more reasonable for them to buy at this online retail sales, which would make a profit more out of this. This is my dashboard. So here first one, it talks about the cancellations and ordered versus returned, total transaction per country, then the higher average price, then the top 10 customers by spending, then the sales monthly basis, top sales, and the top quantity. Hope I have covered all of this. And the right and the left tells us about the slices. This is the interactive entities which are used to talk to the dashboards, or we can say it commutes to the dashboards, which gives us a bit more clarity on how the item is and how we should be approaching towards it. So next I'll be going towards a conclusion. So conclusion is online retail sales platform is for all type of customers, and it delivers and based on various choices of them which should be preferred through different countries. Also, bill of statements contains most number of products which should be delivered or cancelled, and certain type of ambiguous informations which is contained as a non-products should be removed from this, which where the segregation of it should be done as invoice generated on goods, which are the goods that should be returned or cancelled as the proper description goods, and cost analysis on certain type of items which are like, we can say, discount, postage. Those are not the items which should be in the bill statement, which should go towards complying the accounting standards by proper data entry facility. Also, we know that United Kingdom stands as the highest contributor towards the sales and income generated, enhancing more competitive retailers to compete with other retailers who are the customers for contributing by buying certain commodities. So the good thing is that when you're having more number of retailers, it's good for the customers, so they can buy products at a more reasonable cost. And as retailers try to grow, shops also try to grow, so more number of profit will come, which would be good for that particular online sales retail as well, and also for that particular retail group as well. So this is how the marketing strategy should be. Non-products such as manual, postage, bank charges, etc. make it very higher in areas on European continent and much higher towards the UK, which makes it difficult for the retail customers for its higher rates paid on interest. So we know that most of these non-products are basically the liabilities or certain outstandings should be paid from the customer or a retailer's point of view, and it should and most of these things are like basically tax based, or we can say like the tax based on certain shops where higher rates are paid on are payable. As the years increase, the rates also increase, and which would be difficult for the retail customers. So customers' preference on lower priced items have been increased, persuading the online sales teams to strategically modify these type of products based on certain type of pricing adoption metrics for the next financial year. Nextly, we'll be going towards the purchasing on products which have been observed declining within the financial year 2010, making it 89.59 from the 90.12, leading to increase in the liabilities and indirect taxes on shops by customer retails to be more. This is also bad because this is said to be non-products. So there's a 0.5 increase in non-products and 0.5 decrease in the products. So if there's a decrease in the products, that means the customer's intake is less, and increase in liabilities can cause a more number of incurring from the sales point of view, and it can cause disruption to the sales, and more measures should be taken as well. Now, seasonal months and quarters such as we can say August to November, December to January are recorded to be highest sales on 2 financial years, making it more beneficial for the customers and the retailers on online sales, giving it more sales return and generating more income for more effective productivity. So we can see that most of these months are contributing to a seasonal growth, and this would give a higher growth where we need to plan accordingly on what quarter we need to invest more and how we should put the pricing adoption for this. Recommendations should be followed are we should focus towards selling products by product differentiation on bundling techniques. So as we discussed earlier, if we have a high cost product which is not of a lesser or a medium moving product, or we can say a low cost product which is moving at a higher pace, try to bundle them where we find similarities. This would try to by testing we can say that these products can go in a good or a bad manner. If it's going in a good manner, go and promote this product, which would be helpful for the organization or us as a, yeah, us as our online retail sales for getting more income. Conduct loyalty programs for the customers to establish long-term relationships also, which would help us to generate more sales. We know that most number of customers are there which can help us to grow. Those type of customers can be from the least performing countries as well. We need to promote them and we need to make them grow. What are their talents? Maybe talents can be based on that country where that particular availability of that product is more, and how they try to do certain type of pricing on adoptions, and how they are growing their country, and taking and doing a bit more long-term relationship, or we can say customer retention is what one technique that we can do here. We can also maximize product on profit on a frequent basis by making a free structure for cancellation. We know that seasonal months are there now, like August to November. We can do a cancellation for a bit more. We can do a cancellation fee there because more number of customers come and buy during that time. So more number of income also be generated. So at that time we can see that more number of we can see that there are lot number of customers coming and buying the product. So also there are a lot of selling there. So when we are selling, we are also losing the amount. So that time we can try to charge a bit more, which would help us to gain more as well. Now we also need to prioritize stock availability and plan marketing campaigns for peak sale quarter months. Proper facility for bookkeeping should be done for maintaining the accounts. Also, we should encourage participants on each country if their history on non-products are lesser than 30%. So if their loan are not are much lesser, and their loan history is in a good way, we can try to promote them rather than taking a higher insolvent person and liable loan payers, which who are existing within that. We should take a strict decision on taking necessary actions. Prohibition on entry for unregistered customers, which are meant to be zero, which would give more inaccurate and reconciliation statements in an ambiguous manner. So thank you and have a nice day.